The one person I look up to the most is John Harman. He was an all-around engineer, bike builder, and an awesome fabricator. At a time when fab work was mostly sloppy, he did things the right way, using the best methods to make the best bikes. I always knew this frame was meant to have a Harman front end. He took front ends that handled horribly and changed the rake and trail to make them ride better so you could have the best of both worlds.
John built his first Harley right before we got married. He built it in the living room of the house I had and pushed it out the front door. His favorite thing to do was build motorcycles, of course. He thought about motorcycles all the time. He kept a pad and pencil right by the bed because he would dream about it, and he'd wake up and draw out whatever he dreamed about. So that was quite a passion. Whatever John did, he was passionate about it. On the weekends, we all got together and took off on our motorcycles and always went somewhere. We traveled all over California and Nevada. It was a lot of fun. Didn't used to have sissy bars on the bikes, and I did fall off one time, but after that, John decided sissy bars were in order, so he wouldn't lose me anymore.
Up in Roseville, California, just a few miles from John's original shop, are John's former partners, Bill and Harry Holland.
I met John on the way to Angel's Camp. He was broke down alongside the road. So we stopped and helped him out and continued on and went to Angel's Camp, and after that we just became good friends.
John Harmon and Harry Holland, and later Bill Holland, started a motorcycle company up in the Sacramento area. I believe it was in Roseville. And these people were creative geniuses.
He had some ideas on this front end that he hadn't really been working on yet, and that he shared with me.
John taught me how to weld, but he taught me everything about the front end, how to do it. And then a couple years down the road, for whatever reason, him and my brother, they split the company up. I stayed with John, and so John and I partnered up. And at that point, I was in charge of building all the front ends, and he was in charge of building the frames. The whole front end sold for $150 back in the 70s. It cost us $50 to chrome the front end. I made $50. John took $50 and paid the material costs out of everything like that.
His frames were sleek and laid out type of affairs versus the ones that looked like modified Harley Davidsons. John was always thinking about how to increase performance.
Frames were just unique in that they were light, all chromoly frames. It's just the material that is used. It's just a stronger tubing that is able to flex without cracking as bad.
Well, all the front ends were made with 4130 chromoly. John actually required a certificate for aircraft quality. Wanted to make sure that when you were going down the highway, it was going to stay under you. One thing with John, anything he built, he wanted to be safe.
Well, what was unique about the front end was the lower girders, or the bottom part of the girder had like a spring in the back leg, and then rockers on the front of it.
Instead of having your springs and all the, the clutter up here, it's just, you can clean the front end up and everything is hidden. All the, the springs are inside this bottom tube, and the rockers, all the suspension is right there.
Even though the front end was extremely long and went far out in front of the motorcycle, was extended, the fact that you could adjust these rockers meant that you could let go of the handlebars at any speed, and the front end didn't, what they call flop. You could have a real long front end, but the bike handled like a dream.
That's probably what put them on the map. There's not another one out there that's, with an internal spring like that. It's just not there. You figure 30, 35 years ago, even after they basically kind of went away, nobody else has done it.
I think his biggest mark in this industry will stay of the front end and chassis that he designed and how well it worked.
It was superior. You'd have had to been on the back. We road raced these babies.
With Harman, it's the first time that you really started hearing the word pro street or pro stock or pro chopper.
The shop was real innovative. People were coming to us from all over the place wanting to know what we were going on because we always had something new going on. In the magazines, the Street Chopper and I believe Hot Bike used to come out and call us all the time, say, what do you guys got going out there? We'd like to do an article on you. Started with building frames and front ends, and then we would build frame front end combos and rolling packages and stuff like that. And then he got into building engines. And then from there it was really innovative and getting into doing dual carb heads and two plugs in each head, you know, and 2 magnetos. We actually built a fuel injected bike. We would use like S&S flywheels, but he made his own cases that were thicker so that it would accommodate a larger cylinder and stuff in it. So he was making like 120-inch cubic inch motors back then. Just a real innovative type of thing that people weren't doing back then. We were just in there always looking at what could we do to make the motorcycle go a little bit faster. So we'd add carburation to it. What could we make the heads do to flow better? They were probably some of the faster bikes around.
At the time, I didn't think of us being pioneers or anything like that, but when I look back on it, we really were. It really was the first type of people to build the pretty bikes, you know, the nice looking bikes that weren't greasy and slinging oil everywhere.
He was a perfectionist. Sometimes it's a quality that can almost be a defect because you can't let things alone. You know, you just keep working on it and it's not perfect enough all the time. But John was definitely a perfectionist, and we made sure that when the front end or frame left our shop, that it had to be pretty much perfect. Man is greatly missed. No, I don't know what to say other than, you know, it's just a person of his caliber and his skills. What a waste for someone like that to be gone at such an early age.
I always tell people he lived more life in 40 years than most people ever do in their whole life. So it was sad that he died so young, but he did live a lot of life in his short time. And then I'm going to start crying, so we got.
He was just a great man, you know, a good father, good husband, and he contributed a lot to the motorcycle industry. And he died way too young.
The thing that stands out to me the most, and it doesn't have anything to do with bikes, he was a wonderful father, which is going to make me cry, so maybe I shouldn't go there. But he was a great dad to his son. That's his best legacy as far as I'm concerned.